Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn, and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description.
Previously on the Wandering Vanguard.
Last time, our mighty heroes, the Wandering Vanguard, took up a quest to take care of some vermin in the basement of Merle's magic stuff, but found out pretty quickly that it was not what they thought it was. Rather, it was a ginormous, towering worm-like creature that seemed to have control over maggots and worms, instantly swallowing Tavis whole, which seemingly caused a magical surge in the area and summoned a water genasi with 2 misty axes, a cape of waves, and possibly the might to turn the tides in this battle. Samria hacked into the worm, allowing Tavis to pop out of the side. But not too long after, the worm dove into the earth, vanishing from sight. Our heroes knew he wasn't gone completely and prepared for the rest of the battle. While they did so, an old flame of red guests appeared, ready to also exterminate this vermin. When the worm bursted out of the ground, our heroes turned and readied themselves for the rest of this battle. A majority of our audio has been corrupted for this episode and the next, but for this episode, we have our backup recording, which is much more prone to our recording issues. Thank you for your understanding as we strive for the best for your listening pleasure. As we start this episode, we join in with our group, the Wandering Vanguard, as they finish this fight with this worm. Now, let's get to the show. And that's where we begin.
Going to take 33 points of poison damage and are considered poisoned for the next hour.
All right. This is what Red Guest is going to do at the worm.
All right.
Well, patting his side, like, when they, in, like, shows when they're, like, start patting where they got hit.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, so the big sort of stinger from its tail whips around and hits you in the side, and your body just kind of, like, pulses and seizes for a second as you feel this, like, poison eject into your veins that you aren't able to quite get out. And it withdraws with a sickening sort of wet sound. Sorry, getting back on the horse from last time. We're getting there. Alright. Going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. That way. And you may take an attack of opportunity, huh? Red Guest.
Do it. Sorry for my mic, guys.
Oh, was that your mic?
I think so. 17 to hit?
Okay. That does not hit.
Okay.
It's all good. I thought it was my mic, not gonna lie. He's swinging you, and his large body just moves slightly out of the way, Red is, and you whiff it. Next up, Nyx isn't here, so we'll just hold his turn.
That is a lie.
Hey!
I am here and I am ready to shoot all the boys.
All right, awesome.
Actually,
we just got to your turn.
Let me double check. Sorry, I just showed up. I had night class.
You're okay. It is all good, dude.
I was explaining to the audience, Samantha.
I was saying you were okay.
Firebolt.
Gotcha.
How much does Firebolt do? I need to double check this.
It does some amount of damage.
Yes, that is why I'm checking. What level are we? 11? Oh, heck yeah. I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Very nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 30. I'm going to move to there and cast Firebolt. And hurl a mote of fire at the worm. And I must make a ranged spell attack against the target. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Natural 20 plus
Nice.
6.
Yeah, you hit.
Okay. What do you do for spell attacks for crit?
You roll double the damage dice for natural 20s for spell attacks. So instead of, if it's like 2d6, you roll 4d6.
Okay. Alright.
Second natural 20 of the night. Very nice way to start out the fight, guys. Well, continue the fight.
That is 31 points of
Very nice.
fire damage.
Awesome. You run forward and your hand lets out this brilliant bolt of red fiery energy that just hits one of the spots the scales.
Wait, no, I still
off.
need to do 2 more rolls.
Do it.
Oh, sorry. That is 37, and last one makes it a 42.
Awesome. For all
Why-
that, for points of damage.
Why do I not use Firebolt more often?
Dude, that is the question. So it was 32, 40, what?
No, so total is 42
Mm-hmm.
points of fire damage.
Okay. I thought it was saying more.
Yeah.
In that case. Very nice. Yeah, you rush forward, your hand lets out a brilliant bolt of red energy, fire energy, might I say. And it hits just right at the spot where a scale is coming up, and you hear a large from this creature as it shrieks away in pain. Very nice turn. Anything else you'd like to do?
I think I can move my dog, but or my Drugan. But let me see how far I can move him. I can move him
Alright.
40 feet. Ruler. I can't get close enough to hit. Wait, that's 40 there. There to there is. That's close enough to hit. It's a 5 meter or 5 foot range. So I'm gonna bite him. With force empowered Ren, because that's the only melee attack I have.
Very nice. Roll to hit.
Aha, nowhere close. I rolled a 10.
Dang. Yeah, dentures from last time, you're gonna remember he got kind of flattened a little bit, so you can kind of see, like, parts of his metal just aren't doing too good, so he's running past you, hear the metal screeching, and as he gets up to it, you kind of not able to move his jaws fast enough for this bite, and kind of just, you hear the metal chomp together on its own accord. But next up is going to be Rio, and as we get to her turn, you'll hear a very familiar bell being rung in her direction. And as you all kind of glance over, she's smirking, and you see this familiar smoke that's blue and pink just apparate from next to her. And suddenly, right next to her, Serpentine from Scrynet from behind the counter standing right next to her.
What the heck? What? Who is that? What?
Oh, it's gonna be huge. One second. Serpentine, as you all remember.
Comment? Anybody? No. Okay, cool.
We're a very quiet group today. It's all good.
We met her at Scrynet. I figured Tibber was kind of focused on a worm to note it, to see who it actually was.
Guys, what's Scrynet?
We'll explain it to you later.
Okay.
Oh, and for Nyx, this is the not as small as the Samria Water Ganassi standing at 4'7". She's a little bit taller, probably standing around 5'5". And you can see that she's holding a really large axe that you almost think someone of her size probably shouldn't be able to hold. And she's standing there in her secretary sort of like button-up white shirt and black pencil dress, with black high heels on and her white hair up in a updo. And she looks around, just kind of gives a sigh. Really, Rio? You're using me for this? I have so much paper. And Rio's like, oh, shush. Just do your job. And then she'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Around the corner. And she'll hold her action. Next up is Serpentine, who rolled pretty well to just go right after her. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And she's going to hold her action, getting in place. Next up is Tibril.
Woo! I wooed, and then I realized, wait, I'm muted. Okay. We're just going to move. Wait, let me get my ruler out to make sure I'm not moving too far. If we move there, yeah, I'll be in range. So we're gonna move there, and we're going to shoot my psionic bolts at it.
All right.
And let me double check something. So let me double check and make sure I know what I can spend my focus points on. Yeah, we're going to use a focus point to give myself advantage on the first attack. 22 on the first hit.
Hits.
Cool. And then the second hit. Yeah, if an 18 didn't hit, I don't think that will.
Nope.
So 2d8. Let me double check and make sure I'm adding all my correct modifiers to my attack. Where is it? Okay. Um, 15?
Of damage?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So Tibble, you run forward and you just kind of shoom, shoom, shoom. And like purple little silver, actually, bolts of psychic energy release from you, and One of them whiffs, but the other hits, doing a good do the damage. As this monster sort of like kind of crunches over. Its masks all like in its wide open gaping jaws and just kind of crunch pain. And seeing this you guys might guess that psychic energy might not have a resistance to that.
Wait, I forgot. Where's the big hole? Like the first big hole?
The first big hole that it
Like
burrowed into?
Yeah, is that here?
Oh yes. Let me.
So I would actually be like closer to here probably because I would have to go that.
I actually forgot to draw it, so that's my bad. It's probably around.
If I was here.
I'm gonna say it was here.
Oh, there? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I'm
the
good.
second one here.
Okay, then I was good where I was.
Yep.
I think that's all I can do.
Very nice. Tomb, you are up. Tibril is not Tibril. Tavis is out.
Okay. The brown circles are where the holes are.
Yes.
And then I'm going to cast Blight and see what happens.
Nice.
At 5th level, though.
Okay.
Dice, don't fail me now, please. Oh, truth. Oh, gosh. Oh, no, that doesn't hit. 13.
Does not hit.
Darn it. It's okay, I tried.
You did try.
I don't think there's anything else I can really do. Trevor, I won't kill dentures.
You're saying that will kill dentures?
It won't kill dentures.
Okay.
It's generated towards a specific person.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should be fine.
So that whiffed.
Mm-hmm. It did.
So
you, the sort of like the black sort of like ichor that you recognize from before, killing Captain Rowan, I believe was his name, from the Elvish army, just kind of like glides around the outside edges of this worm, just kind of gliding off harmlessly, like bubbles that you like kind of blow, just kind of eventually pop and fade.
That's sad. Oh, and then Talon's next, but I'll probably just move him back over by me. But he can't really do much. Yeah, that's
Tibril still has your parapt on his person.
Oh. Okay. That's good to know.
All right. Is that all you like to do for your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Back up to the top of the turn order.
I was answering Peter's question. It's the healing amulet thing.
Yep. The stabilization.
Mm-hmm.
Same area is going to 5, 10, 15. Run up, and it's going to make 2 attacks. Both whiffing hardcore. And you hear her mutter something that sounds kind of like a curse underneath her breath in primordial, and that'll be her turn. Back to Red Guest.
Does being poisoned hurt me at all?
Yeah, so poison, you have disadvantage on your, I believe, let me double check. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, so it's kind of like a point of exhaustion.
So let's say if I went right here, would I be kind of flanking with Samria?
Yeah, you could. It's an iffy line. You're kind of. I would say not right there. I would say probably around here would be flanking, actually.
Okay. So I'm going to use my feline agility to get over here so I can flank.
Okay.
Because it doubles my move speed.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to hiss at the worm and then try to attack it.
All right.
And so
Very
it's just a
good.
straight roll, right? Because I'm flanking.
Yep.
But I'm poisoned.
Because that gives you advantage.
Cool. I don't think a 14 hits.
Nope, sadly. You feel the sharp pain in your side from the poison pulsing through your veins, and it just makes you kind of scrape against the hard exterior of this beast, this large worm thing.
I'm going to attack again.
Very nice.
That's a natural 1.
Aw, man. This poison's not doing great things for your red guest. You feel that pulse through your body, and it kind of almost makes you fall to your knees, but you catch yourself just in time, but makes you miss your attack.
Turn.
All right. Tavis, you have seen the worm retreat a little bit further into the cavern behind a wall right out of your eye shot.
I'm going to... Tavis is going to move up and around here. No fireball yet. Everyone's in the way, that's why. Tavis is going to use Firebolt again.
Right.
Oops. 26.
To hit?
Yeah.
That does hit.
Oh. 19.
19 points of what kind of damage?
I believe it is fire. Fire damage.
Very nice. Okay.
12 for wild magic.
Roll again, my dude.
I'm gonna use roll 20. 77.
All right. Time for the graph of wild magic, magic.
Man, it hasn't been the same since they went away from the wheel of wild magic.
Right? It's so rare. All right, whenever this loads. You said 77, correct?
Yeah.
All right, can you give me a wisdom saving throw?
No. You said wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes, sir.
15.
All right, all of you, after seeing this magic released and whiffing a little bit. Actually, I didn't whiff. Never mind. I'm just used to it whiffing right now in this misremembering things. You see his magic release. The fire hit the exterior of this large beast, and suddenly you all turn around, and Tavis, you feel yourself shrinking. And all of you hear, bah! Tavis is once again a sheep.
Why is there a sheep? What?
I'm Shivas again.
Hello, sheep. Cool. Oh.
And the large worm creature turns its eyes to Tavis, the sheep, taking interest in what probably could be a meal.
Oh.
Do you want to use any... Wait, did you already use your movement?
I didn't use all of it, but
Would you like to use the rest?
okay. This is gonna go over here. Look at Tomb.
The
And
sheep
that's
wanders
the end
up
of
to you, too.
Shiva's turn. Yeah.
I know. Two know what a sheep is, right?
Seen a sheep before because back when you were chasing down all the Goliaths on the magic carpet, Tavis did this before.
That's right. Okay.
So the only really reason you know what a sheep is because Tavis keeps turning into one. So that will end his turn. Next up is the worm himself. Who letting out like a low guttural. Well, he's gonna attack Samria with Stinger. You'll see.
Hey, Sam, really fast.
yeah.
So my doggo dragon boy is gonna use his reaction to use his ability deflect attack. The defender imposes disadvantage. The steel defender, that is, imposes disadvantage on the attack roll of one creature it can see that is within 5 feet of it, provided the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender.
All right, cool. Just rolled with disadvantage. To hit, it was, even with disadvantage and the plus it had, it was 27 to hit.
It's an automation. It doesn't know any better, okay? And it's the first time I've ever been able to use that.
It was a good attempt. Has a lot of pluses, my dude. It was a good attempt. So you see as Samria puts up her axes to try to defend from the stinger that comes coursing around the corner once again, sort of like a whip. And Dentures barks, giving like a mechanical screeching metal similar to tomb noise as it grinds against all of its inner workings, being a little bit damaged. The worm, undeterred, continues forward and impales Samria in the lower left leg. And she's going to take 23 points of piercing damage. And she's gonna make a con saving throw. Very nice. Natural 20 on her end. Saving throw for con plus 8. She takes half of 33. So she'll take 16 points of poison and negate the poisoned effect. And then the worm, looking, if all these weird little tentacly masks could look satisfied with its work, it would look satisfied with their work. Next up is Nyx.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Just so there's not so many people clumped up right there, Nyx is gonna step this way. And then...
Good thoughts.
Does he... No, not that. Let's try Firebolt again. Yeah, let's try that.
Heck yeah.
23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Alright. That is... Okay. That is 20 points of fire damage.
Very nice.
And then Dentures is gonna step a couple of feet closer.
Hmm?
And then
Nudging up a little bit closer.
Yeah, nudging up a little bit closer to try to get a better bite.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently getting closer is worse for him because he rolled a 7.
Oof.
Yeah. And so instead he's gonna go circle around and get into advantage with Samria for next time.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Very good turn. Next up is Rio, who is just going to continue her wave 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She is not within range quite yet, but you see she gets out 2 different types of swords. One of them, a long rapier that's a very orange, iridescent color. And the other one is an obsidian black blade, and as it shines against this dim light down in the caverns, it gives off like a green glow from below her black cloak. And she's going to just get ready to attack next turn. Next up is Serpentine. Serpentine will walk up, and her very drastically different sort of clashing situation where all of you are in adventuring gear and she's in office clothing with her large great axe. She's going to, you see her walk up, peer around the corner, and kind of sigh. And when she opens, and as she like sighs and closes her eyes and looks down, you hear kind of like, and her muscles seem to just swell. And the buttons on some of her, like 1 or 2 of the buttons on one of her button-ups kind of like pop off. That is, her muscles all swell, and as she looks up, her eyes glow a brilliant blue. When Samria looks over, hears this, looks over, kind of like gives like an appreciative nod over in the same direction. Serpentine's gonna run over and go into a rage. All right, and as she runs forward and lends out a high-pitched, with Samria, her voice goes down 2 octave. Apparently, Serpentine's, her voice goes up 2 octave because she goes like a little mouse. And as she rages and makes her way up 5, 10 to 15 feet all around her, so this much, you see flowers and vines sprout up from the ground and grow around her and kind of climb up onto parts of this large worm monster as she approaches, running with her large great axe above her head, her heels clicking on the ground. And within that green circle right now, and all of the vines and flowers, that is considered difficult terrain. And she's going to attempt to attack. All right. She runs forward and she brings the large great axe down, attempting to cut whatever is in front of her in half. The worm's body moves away, breaking. You hear like the of some of the vines and flowers as it moves away, attempting to move out range of her axe, and her axe hits the ground with a large. And that'll be her turn. Up next is Tibril.
That's me.
It is.
Ooh. So did Samria get poisoned?
Samria did not get poisoned. She rolled a natural 20 and resisted the effect.
Dope. Trying to see if I don't think I can get over to Red Guest. Unless I run, not even if I run through it.
You could blink mage over there.
Yeah, but I don't have many slots. I should say this. Zach's still a sheep.
Zach is still a sheep.
I'm just gonna move here. I'm gonna shoot 2 psionic bolts at it. With no buffs or
At the
anything.
sheep?
No, not at the sheep. At the worm.
Okay.
That one's crooked. 17 for one, and then 23 for the other.
Veering off wide the first time, the second one hits.
Dope. Do that. Do that. Also, I realized I didn't add something to my last attack, so I'm gonna make sure I'm adding the correct thing this time.
Oh yeah, Matt. You know, all of these
There.
options are hard sometimes.
I get to add my soul die to the damage. 14.
14 points of damage.
14 points of psychic damage.
Very nice. The second one veering off, arcing off to the left wide. The second one finding purchase on one of the masks in its large, tendrily mask-like mouth. And you see that mask as you hit it, it kind of crunches up in pain, and the mask itself kind of cracks down the center.
That's cool. I like it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else for me to do.
All right. Very nice. Up next is Tomb and then Talon.
Okay. Let's see here. First, gonna move over here. Is that like at the edge of that hole over there?
What?
Right here? I'm not in the hole?
No, you're not in the hole. It just kind of cuts into it. You're good.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try attacking him again.
All right. Go for it,
This
dude.
time, I'm just gonna use Firebolt at an 11th level. Okay. Hope this works. Oh man. Just not rolling well today. 11!
Does not hit.
Yikes. Okay. It's now Talon's turn. You know what? I'm gonna have Talon attack him. Maybe he'll have better luck. Okay. Ooh. No. A 6. Wow.
For a peck attack.
Yeah. That was a big whiff.
Big whiff of
Big
Talon. Like you're more suited to fight this thing than Talon really is. Talon kind of up, and then just kind of as it gets closer, and all these some cracked, some not cracked masks, and this large open gaping jaw turns and follows it. Talon lets out like a and just kind of like and then turns around and looks at you.
Like, I'm not doing this.
And then I will allow him to do this. We'll just fly back to you.
Okay.
And he kind of cowers behind you.
Oh no. Sad boy. I'm gonna go get some new dice.
All right.
That's it for me.
Top of the turn order is back to Samria, who is very angry, as Barbs do. She is going to just attack twice again. All right, both hitting. As you see her kind of clutch her leg, you see like steam erupt from her head even more so, and her eyes erupt, and her red eyes shine even brighter as she raises up her axes and just lets off one hit down the side, the other hit down the other side, making an X formation as she lets off like a doing 13 points of damage to this tough exterior hide of this monster. And as she like does so, you can kind of see the creature start to like shudder a little bit with each hit. He's not doing great, but he's not doing great. It seems like parts of him are falling off, parts of him are staying on. Some parts are congealing on the floor around him. It's just not a pretty sight to see in any sort of standard. And with that, we will move on to Redguest.
Woo! Okay, so I'm going to use a blood curse, a blood maledict.
All right.
To use blood curse of the marks, since I can see him within 30 feet of me. If I deal damage to him, I can deal another additional Hemocraft die of right damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I take 6 points of damage. Not that much. Then I'm going to roll to attack. Does a 21 hit?
21 just hits.
Okay. That is 19 points of piercing damage.
Nice.
Okay, and then 6 points of frost damage. And then I get 2 Hemocraft dice. It's 5 plus, so that is 8 points of radiant damage.
Very nice. 8 points. Stacking up the damage types. Heck yeah.
Then I'm going to try and attack again.
Go for it.
That's
You
a 10.
pierced forward.
That's a 10.
10. Yeah. You pierce forward, all of these sort of different energies emanating from Redguest rising up. You see light emit from this frosty blade, and then you see darkness emit from this frosty blade. And then as you try to pull out your rapier, it kind of gets stuck a little bit. So when you like pull it out, your trajectory of pushing forward and piercing again is just slightly thrown off, and you just kind of carve up the side of his side. But very good turn.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I was just saying that's my turn, but you said it
Okay,
for me.
just make sure. Tavis, you're up. Bah, indeed, sir. Bah, indeed.
I'd like to do a perception check.
All right, give me a perception check.
To look for either grass or oats. Really anything a sheep would eat.
All right.
That would be 24.
Yeah, so you, like, ever since you've been turned into a sheep, man, your just senses for grass and anything fibrous in that nature has just really heightened. And ever since that nice blue lady started screaming, you could smell a lot of it from over here. Right in front of you, past that big worm thing. But if you think you can get past it, you could get some nice treats.
Where'd you say it was? Right there.
It's in front of you where the green circle is. Which is about from where you are now. Yeah, about 30 feet.
Okay. Am I scared? Would I be scared of the worm? Or do I have to
As a
make
sheep,
a check for? Yeah.
just roll intelligence with a sheep stat.
Okay.
D&D. 5e. I don't think they're very intelligent.
I know they're not.
Living with them, I know.
Oh, it's got a -4 intelligence. That would be 11.
Wow, you rolled really good. Man, yeah. So you're kind of determined on those vines and those flowers over there. But as you look up and make eye contact with one of the masks that whip over and just look at you and kind of give out like a sound, you are terrified of this thing.
Then Shivas is going to walk around to the corner in hopes of hiding, but is only going to go around the corner enough so that my eyes cannot see the worm.
And your butt sticking out?
Yeah.
Alright, I was gonna ask for a stealth check. I was gonna ask for a stealth check before you said just that. Man. Tavis, this fight for you has been a whirlwind. Oh my gosh. Next up is the worm, who's going to turn around and look at Serpentine as things are growing on its side and trying to constrain it, and is going to it seems it prefers the stinger attack, so it's gonna go for another one of those. Poof, natural 20. So Serpentine is going to take a lot of damage. She is going to take 46 points of piercing damage as this tail whips to her, but it's halved since she's raging, so it goes back down. Wait, yeah, 23 damage. And then she's going to make a con. And she takes 33 full points of damage there and is poisoned. Let me just mark that on here. And she lets out a very high-pitched, large sort of cry as she gets pierced in one of her shoulders, kind of almost making her drop her axe. But you all see this worm is kind of like bits and pieces and parts of its body are kind of shuddering every so often, kind of like letting off like a little shiver, like you're cold, but it involuntarily. And that'll be his turn. Down to Nyx.
Hey, that's me. I'm gonna do it again. Firebolt.
Heck yeah.
18 misses, doesn't it? That's
18 does not hit.
Okay.
It's a tough cookie.
My doggo is going to bite.
Very nice.
Does it get advantage?
Yes. It is. If you can draw the line through to another ally, then yes.
Yes, I can do that. Wow, I just rolled 2 17s. That is 17 plus my spell attack bonus, 23.
Very nice. That does hit. Roll damage.
Nice. Okay, that is 1d8 plus my proficiency bonus. Okay, but then I'm gonna use Arcane Jolt for extra 2d6. That's 22 points of force damage.
Very nice. Okay. All right, Dentures runs around to the side and has been waiting for the most opportune moment to bite this thing in its butt. And as this large creature turns around, he gets part of a tail where the scale has fallen off, and this peak greenish, grayish flesh is standing out. And he opens his jaws, and his teeth seem to spike out even longer as he digs into the side in a large as this big worm flinches and tears out, and Dentures tears off a chunk of its flesh as it wrenches away from this bite. You can see that this worm creature is flinching even at a even more frequent rate now.
Let's go discount Toothless.
Very nice. Do you have any movement you want to use? Is that the rest of your turn?
Can you get advantage on ranged spell attacks by drawing a line through an enemy?
I don't think so. I think that's for melee.
Rip. Okay, no, that's the end of my turn.
Next up is the worm himself. Bow, 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 bow. Kind of looking around, maybe slowly realizing that eventually these people aren't just as much of ants as he thought, and that he might be able to be taken down. He is going, you see him kind of like stiffen up and kind of start to move to one side. I'm going to need, actually, does a 25 hit to him?
Yes.
All right,
Oh
and
gosh, here we go.
Talon as well.
Yeah. Well, Talon will probably just disappear.
Yeah. If you want to make a dexterity check to see if you can snap him into the astral plane, I'd allow it.
Okay, I'll do that. Let me just tie up my bag of dice real quick.
And red guest. That
My
will be
name.
29.
To hit?
Yes.
He needed 30.
Oh man. And all of you, as he stiffens up and rolls to the front of the map, take 20 bludgeoning damage. And you are considered grappled and restrained once again.
can-
Very familiar sight from
For
last
my dexterity,
session.
I'm
do you say
prone.
check or saving throw? For Talon. Dexterity? Did you say a dexterity check or a saving throw for Talon?
Dexterity check.
That
Okay.
includes.
And is that with
dentures,
owl
right?
stats? Or is that
So it
with
does
my
include
stats?
dentures.
Cool.
I'm on the ground ready to make death saving throws.
Ooh.
Ooh. That'll be a 26 to hit dentures for 20 points of damage.
Yeah, he takes the 20. He tanks the 20 points of damage.
He tanks it.
Yeah,
He's still
Is
up.
that?
yeah, he's up. He has 25
Very
more
nice.
points of health.
Wow.
Awesome.
Is that dex check with my dexterity or Talon's?
With talons.
Ooh.
Actually, no, with yours, because it's seeing if you can dismiss him, so it's yours, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Does a 12 work?
We're gonna say no. We're gonna. This is a very large and fast-moving column of matter coming at you, just kind of rolling like a steamroller.
My body dying. No.
Yeah, and Talon just kind of like as
That was
you hear,
perfect.
and Denture is just like You hear some of his parts kind of grind a little bit more, and he lets out. You hear like some of his motors.
What the freak, you stupid worm? You know how long I've been building him? Fuck you.
How many is that now?
What? No, he's not dead yet.
Okay. Oh, right.
Even if he
But
is
how many
dead,
have
I
you
can...
made?
Oh, I've made. He's number 3.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Even if he is dead, I
Yeah.
can take like an hour after a battle to repair him back to full health.
Yep. And just really work on him and pound everything back out. And what did you say, Red Guest?
Oh, I'm ready to make death saving throws.
You're there?
Yeah, that put me at negative 19 for HP.
Ah, okay. All right, and Tim, you look over and you see Red Guest has fallen over and is not moving, but about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet to the left of you.
Can I get to him?
You are grappled and restrained. You need to make a check to see if you can even get out.
Is it my turn?
Up next. The worm is just gonna stay there, kind of like wallow in it. Up next is Nyx.
But wait, it went me and then the worm, then me again?
Sorry, I misread things. Wait, what? What did I do? What did we do? Did I skip Tabith? Or did I? No, I put you above the worm accidentally, didn't I?
Oh, me? You might have.
Oh, I think I reversed it. It's fine. My bad. We'll say, so you were supposed to have went now, but we'll keep what happened. My bad.
No, because Tavis went to go try to get the grass and was frightened. And then it was my turn. Then you told me to go, and then you went to the worm.
Yeah, I did reverse you accidentally. Oops. My bad.
It's all good.
We'll keep it. That was my fault. Next up is actually Ria, who is going to. She kind of makes like a gasp sound as Red Guest is crunched underneath this worm. I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna see if she will understand if Red Guest is not moving. You hear her say, probably not Red Guest as you're passed out, but she says, "Oh, stop messing around, Red Guest, get up!" And then she's gonna run forward. And she's going to attack twice with her 2 fancy swords. Missing. And then hitting. So that would have been her short sword. For a d6 plus 3. If I could get a d6, that would be great. Very nice. Alright. And you see she kind of, as she's like looking over at Red Guest's like hand, kind of peeking underneath this worm, she whiffs with her first attack, and you see she brings out the short sword obsidian blade and brings it down and carves through the side. And it glows a bright green, which coats her seemingly in a sort of green film light. And she's gonna get 10 temporary hit points. Alright, and with that, we will go to Serpentine, who is going to again attack. Whiffing once more, and she's just gonna let out a large, frustrated scream. Ah! As she's very angry at what's happening. And that'll be their turns. We are up to Tibril.
Alrighty now. So, Red Guest, is he underneath the worm right now?
Yes. You
Oh.
see parts of him sticking out, but you don't see you can't see from where you're at, but
Right. Cause I'm like trying to think because I don't think I'd be able to pull him out, but I would be able
you
to
did
cast
hear
spare.
crunches of buttons. Yeah.
I would be able to cast Spare the Dying on him once, or to get him stabilized. But there's still a worm on top of him. Is the problem? Well, honestly, it might just be. How's the worm looking?
You see several different various parts of his hard exterior scales have been shaved off. You see several what you would probably guess would be what is the equivalent to its blood kind of leaking on the floor. It's shuddering even more so than before. It does not look great.
It does not look great. Okay. It might just be try to hit it twice and get it as soon as we can get it off Red Guest. Cast Spare the Dying. Because Raul, you got one success, right?
I've got nothing. I haven't rolled for it yet.
Oh, there's just a one.
Out of this turn.
Well, there's just a one over you. I was like, oh, is that a success?
No, that's a token.
No, if I click on him, there's a one in the green.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Okay. I just saw that. I was like, oh, is that one success that I just missed?
Disregard.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to just start moving over towards him. I'm gonna move there. So there. And then 2 psionic bolts.
By the way, you're going over the worm if you're going there.
Am I?
Yeah, the worm is laying on Tomb as well. And Dench.
Yeah, it's going.
Oh, okay.
It's going this way.
Okay.
Ooh.
So. Well, then never mind. I'm gonna go back here. I was right there.
Is it still partially in the hole?
A little bit. Some of its tail.
Also, did you say how much damage Tomb took from
20.
20? Okay. I forgot to calculate that.
Throw my spear. That's one of my attacks. I guess we're just gonna spend another focus point, give myself an advantage on one of my shots, and hope I hit. So this is attack 1. 18 plus 9, 27
Hits.
for the first hit, and then the second hit, 19. So that one misses.
Whiffs.
2 d8s and a d6. Where's the d8? Where's my d8? We'll use that one. 16
points of damage. Good.
And yeah, that's pretty much what I can do.
Very nice. You move around a little bit trying to figure out, because you heard the crunching of bodies, and from before that when that move happens, most definitely there's bodies underneath that body. You'll let go a thin green streak of energy, and it makes it kind of wiggle a little bit in pain. Good turn. Up next, Emma, you can make a strength. Yeah, strength saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Or not saving throw, check.
That won't work. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you look down and you see your metal parts of your body and your wood parts of your body are both equally messed up. And as you've been fighting, the wood arm has been trying to grow small little thin branches to heal the parts of your wood arm that have been broken. The cherry blossoms have like closed and have like
That's the only thing I'm thinking about was like, oh no, my cherry blossoms.
Yeah, they downturned a little bit to see if they can avoid being hurt as they are in repair mode. But you can see that you're crunched, and you try as you might, and you push up from this large body. It's just not going. Next up is Talon, but he poofed. So we're gonna go up to the top of the turn order, which is Samria. She's just gonna go for a whack again. Whiffs, hits. She rushes forward as this thing has moved a little bit back into its melee range. And lifts up both axes to attempt to do another X sort of cutting action. One skidding off the hide, the other one finding purchase. Doing a good amount of damage. And she's just gonna kind of stand there, kind of like puffing, like she's starting to like run low on a little bit of her energy. And then up next is Red Guest. Can you make your first death saving throw for me?
Let's do it. Nat 1.
Ooh. That would be 2 failures for Red Guest. You only need 1 more before the final fail.
Roll trust the party to kill this worm.
Red Guest is not looking good, gang. Next up is Tavis as a sheep. You have hid what you think is the best hiding spot ever.
Your options are very limited as a sheep. I've just realized.
They are. You can attack as a sheep. I will let you know that. You just do sheep stats.
But is Shiva's brave enough?
We can make a check for that if you want.
Okay, let's make a check for that.
All right, roll d20, add your... Let's say wisdom this time.
The sheep's wisdom?
Yes, sir.
16.
Very nice. As you're like hiding here and you've been out of the gaze, then you heard like a crunch, and from your sheep memories of being on a pasture somewhere, you kind of jars a little bit, and you remember all of your friends and why you're here, and suddenly you feel like Tavis again, but still in a sheep body.
Okay.
You would be brave enough, I would say.
Okay. Shivis is going to run up out of the corner at the worm, just going, bah, and then he's going to stop in front of the worm, turn around, and then kick him with both my back feet.
Very nice. So when you hit, you have a +3.
Okay.
And then you would roll a d4 plus 1.
So 1d4, right?
Yeah, 1d4.
Okay. Plus
one.
3, plus 1.
Plus 1. Well, for the damage, to hit, it's a +3.
Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. 22.
Oh, you guys see You hear this angry bleat of the sheep as it turns around, skids a little bit, and then just into the side of this freaking worm. Would you care to describe how it dies?
Seriously? Oh. Yes.
Beautiful.
So, Chivas, using both of his hooves, upon kicking the worm, Chivas hits one of the veins correctly, causing a blood vessel to kind of spurt and the worm's heart to spasm. And the worm seizes up, kind of roars a little as it dies and falls down.
With a large and all of you and then there's as this happens and the cavern around it is shaken, a small little piece of sharp rock rains down on the sheep, and there's a large poof, and now Tavis is standing where the sheep was. And all of you hear in your minds at the last moments of this worm's life in your brain, telepathically, a deep, dark voice.
I don't.
You don't. Everyone else besides Nyx hears this. Thank you for reminding me. Sending me back to where I'm supposed to be. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust. The true king shall reign. And it leaks into the floor a black ichor as it disintegrates. And as it leaves, almost immediately, the corpse smell lifts slightly.
Can I cast Aura of Vitality?
Yeah?
Okay. So I'm gonna move to here, cast Aura of Vitality, and instantly, let me actually double check what this does, because I can give health, but I need to know how much.
Hello?
Hello? Sorry.
Oh, there
He's
you are.
checking something.
I'm checking to see how much I can give.
Well, while he does the math, can I run over to Red Guest and cast Spare the Dying?
Let me just... Yeah, he would be able to make it before his next death save.
Boop. Spare the Dying.
He heals 11 hit points.
Very nice.
And then each turn, I'm gonna heal somebody else if they need health.
All right, so you go around. So Red Guest heals 11 first.
Yes. Then who else needs healing?
Red Guest.
I'm good at the moment. I'm at 50.
You're not a sheep anymore.
You're not a sheep anymore.
Oh, I'm
A
not.
small little chunk of rock sliced you for the exact amount of hit points that you needed to become Tavis again.
Okay.
Tavis, you heal 8 hit points.
Mm,
Tomb heals 10 hit points.
okay.
Yeah, I'll take that.
It's just each turn for up to a minute, I can heal 2d6 within
Oh,
30
that's
feet of me.
nice.
Okay.
How's Red Guest looking? Now that he's stable.
Red Guest, you see that Red Guest was impaled on one of his sides, and you see like a purple fluid leaking out. But as at the healing, the fluids start to stop. the hole is still very much there, and Redguest's labor breathing has slowed down. And Redguest, your eyes do flutter open. You do not feel great, but you are not being crushed anymore.
Spare the
You're just gonna
dying
see-
brings you up to 0, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it stabilizes you, yeah.
But, okay.
And
I'm wondering if I
actually
just
you
have
hear-
to keep healing him to get him out of 0, out of the negative.
yeah, you theoretically could, as you're standing there. But Redguest, as you were in your sort of stupor on the ground, then you were kind of, your eyes shut. You felt yourself get closer and closer to sort of like a gray curtain with a bright light behind it. And as you got closer and closer to that curtain, you kept hearing voices and just things rattle around your head. Voices that seem to be familiar to you, calling out a name that you didn't recognize. They called out Moss. Moss! Moss, sweetie? Moss! And as you started to touch that curtain, you were yanked away and those voices recede out of your head. And you wake up staring at the dim ceiling of this cavern.
There's also a Tivril leading above you.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
I would also like to start healing my my Durgan.
Alright.
22.
You have no idea why these people, or if you were going insane, or if you were remembering memories, or what, but you know in your soul that those people were referring to you, but you have never been called that name. Moss. Who's Moss? You're Redguest.
And I'll look up and I'll just look at Tibril and be like, Are you gonna give me CPR, or are you just looking real close at me?
No, just we saw you were crushed by that worm. Can't let you die today.
Oh,
Today, but you could die another day.
I will remember this.
Well, it's good that you're all right. How you feeling?
Confused. Little sore.
I can imagine.
Very sore.
Well, hey, don't.
I imagined Tavis was a sheep.
That wasn't imagine. You didn't imagine that.
No, Tavis was not a sheep.
Funny story. While you were under the worm and unconscious, Tavis was actually the one who killed the thing. As a sheep.
Yes, I killed it, but not as a sheep.
100. Tavis, you were a sheep. Just
His
accept it.
skeletal arm strangled it.
Very nice. You're going
Skeletal
to
arm
number
just
2 on the
reaches
list,
up.
Tavis.
Are you good to stand up?
Can I use you as support?
Go for it.
Cool.
I'm gonna stand up, pull my hand out for him to pull him up.
Right.
As you stand up, Redguest, you make eye contact with Rio, who looks away quickly, and then at the black ichor, and both of you see that she extends a hand at it with her palm facing down, and then you see a bright green light emanate from the ichor, and then a sort of screech emanate from it, and the green culminates into her hand, and then it goes around her neck and forms a necklace.
Is she what I think she is?
She's a Pokemon trainer.
No. She
Walk
is.
over.
She is a rogue fan. Wait, I'm still holding you up, so we walk
yeah.
over together.
Yeah, I'm
By
kind
the
of
way,
pulling you over.
By the way, I concentrated the last
Here we go.
2 rounds of my healing on Redguest, and he healed 15 more points.
Oh, thank you. I will also remember that.
And she
That-
kind of fixes her cloak and then sighs a little bit and then turns to look at you both.
Hey, Rio.
Wait a
Hello?
minute. Raoul, did you tell me the name of the woman who took Ekman?
Uh-oh.
I believe I did.
Okay. Okay.
What was all that green stuff?
Oh, that was his soul.
Oh,
Whoa.
nice, nice. What?
It was totally an it.
She's a soul collector. Is that her?
Rogue Phantom.
Oh.
His soul said his, but you may call him an it, as he does not exist anymore, except anywhere besides, and then points to like a green, ghastly, glowing necklace that looks kind of faintly like it would be like a diamond necklace if it was a real one, with like a
So-
little teardrop diamond.
So you could see his soul, or you could read it to know that it was a he.
Oh no.
Did she leave us again?
Damn.
Don't worry, I got it.
She left us. She left us.
Sam, no.
There we go. Now she'll hear.
Also, guys, I just want you guys to imagine this. This giant tabaxi compared to Tibril.
I'm
Tibril,
shorter than you.
That's true.
no, are you? No, you're
I'm
taller
shorter.
than me.
I'm short. No, I'm pretty sure I'm shorter. I'm 5'7".
I'm 5'4".
Oh, so I'm taller and muscular.
Wow, you
Giant.
guys.
Dude, you
I'm
just
short.
called Tomb over. Tomb
No,
help.
I'm probably
out.
actually
Do you-
5'5", but
Do you want Tavis to help?
no, this is fine.
Redcast,
I really like this sight of this big, well,
Am
average
I-
size tabaxi
Am I
being
the
held up
second
by a
tallest
half.
in the party?
I
Yeah.
believe you are.
6 foot.
I keep playing short characters. I've
Yeah, because
noticed.
Tomb is 7 foot.
I can't wait until I play the. He's still like the tallest, though.
That's-
Tash is still the tallest so far.
Yeah. How tall is Tash?
Let me pull up his sheet really fast.
Is it taller than 5'3"?
Oh no, he's
Actually,
not.
no,
He's not. He's
Giyu's
only
5.
5 foot.
So is Giyu.
Right, because
Yeah.
Ryujin is 6'2" or 6 foot.
I think it was 6 foot. Is what you said.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, 'cause you
15,
both are
he's
shorter
5
than
foot, and he's
him.
90 pounds.
Ha! Wait, no, I'm gonna be
Wow.
5'1", so that way I'm taller than you.
Yes, you should
You're
do
also.
that.
Wait. Did you
Don't worry about
change it so she's the same age, or is she older?
No. She's still 20.
Yeah.
still? She's also 5 years older than me.
It's fine. She is a very malnutritioned woman.
Yeah, she is.
But no, I'm just imagining like Tibril like arm around Red Guest's waist while his arm is over his shoulder,
She's
holding him
back.
up.
Sam?
Sam?
Oh,
There you are.
Sam, you're back.
Welcome back.
It's like goodbye.
Goodbye. That sounds about right.
I was in the middle of replying. What was the question?
Red Guest asked, like, what you could read the soul, like to tell that it was a he. That's what I heard.
Okay. That's just the feeling that I got. I can sort of harness and get in the way of their passage towards the veil, wherever that is heading, and use them for several final acts until I decide that they are okay to continue along with their afterlife.
Oh, I can sort of do that, but only once.
Yes, so if you would have said past right there, which...
I can do that to myself.
Whoa, what?
That is an interesting capability you have.
I know, right? It's so weird. I don't understand it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
it's the
Rio,
embodiment of chaos.
meet the Wandering Vanguard.
Oh, I believe I met a couple of you before at the hospitality.
Oh yeah, you asked me if I was a noble for no reason. Why did you need to know that again?
I didn't need to know anything. I just saw the way that you held yourself. Everything that you do, everything you say, it really just screams noble.
I mean, I try not to scream unless something's breaking, but
You know, yes. That not necessarily with your voice, but your sort of body language, the way you hold yourself, your terminology you use, could really tell. It really gives where you might have been, how you might have been raised.
At this point, I'm mimicking everything she does, even looking like her.
And she kind of lets out like a little chuckle. Yes.
Did I do it right?
You're even doing the accent. That is very nice. You know, mimicry is the best form of telling someone that you like the way what they're doing. So I thank you for the compliment.
In that case, I snap back to my own to my own look.
She laughs. I'm just messing with you. Try not to be so gullible next time, Nix.
And instantly my gun's out. How do you know my name?
You told her.
No, I didn't.
Pretty sure you told me.
Nope.
Believe it or
Aren't
not,
we-
you told me.
Did he though?
I don't think I actually did, Sam.
That's Nyx, and then the scary one over in the corner, that's Tomb, but is very nice.
Fine. I holster my gun and go back to working on my dragon.
If Tube could blink his eyes awkwardly, he would.
The bald man is Tavis Owl Boy, and the one holding me is my new best friend, Thibrildero.
Oh,
Made
That
best
is-
friend status?
That is
I'll take
very
it.
nice. Well, it is very nice to meet you.
Oh, and I don't know who the...
Serpentine, you're dismissed. She looks over at Serpentine, who has dropped her axe and just kind of is has their arms crossed, kind of looking around impatiently.
Was she poisoned as well?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, oh, Serpentine, before you go, come here. And I'm going to put my hand on her and do cure poisons.
I would like to cast Enlarge Reduce and reduce the size of her axe to make it so it fits her.
Okay, so the first thing Serpentine does when you say come here, she kind of she just shakes her head no.
Ooh.
And says, thank you for the dismissal. I need to go do my paperwork. And as you're shrinking the axe, it shrinks down and then disappears in the mist with her.
I walk over to Ryu, and I'm writing something in my notebook, and I ask her, "So are you Serpentine's master?"
She looks at the paper, quickly reading, far quicker than many of your companions. No, I am definitely not her master. I only work for her master. And her master allowed me usage of this. And as she holds it up after a little bit, you can see that it also poofs, as it seems that Serpentine, the usage has been ran out for that particular bell.
And I have no idea who the other blue lady is, but...
Samria comes up with her two large axes that she has upholstered on her back. She kind of crosses her arms and looks at Rio up and down. She's about 4'7". Kind of gives a dissatisfied look at Rio. So, you have a water ganassi as a slave? And Rio looks down her nose at Samria. No, she's employed. In fact, if you are ever looking for employment, what is your name? Samria. Samria. I'm sure that Skynet will be lucky to have you. And she disregards Samria, who kind of like balls up her fists. And then exhales a little bit. Oh, thank you so much for the offer. What was your name? And you said it was Skynet you work for? I'll be sure to visit.
Oh no!
Rio looks over. My name is Rio. Rio Simmons. Just be sure to say that I sent you. And, you already know Serpentine. And Samria nods tightly and smiles. I do, don't I? And then turns and walks away.
That was a heated conversation.
Rio turns back to look over at the rest of you. All right, it seems like my need here is finished. Not that it seems that you needed me very much anyways, but my employer needs me to come back as fast as I can, and the quicker I do it, the quicker I can take a break, or do whatever I want to do. So, I'm going to be headed out. Have a good day. And she turns to leave.
Before you leave, I just have one question. Do you happen to know a red tiefling?
She stops a little bit. Well, not a little bit. She stops. Looks over her shoulder. I'm sorry, who?
A red tiefling. He's a friend of mine. He mentioned seeing someone like you.
He mentioned seeing someone like me.
Yeah, someone of your description.
Oh, I did see him at Soul Decked Hospitality. So,
Okay.
I did see him yesterday, if that is your question.
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
I'm going to do it as well. That's crooked.
Hey Sam, has my dragon been fixed yet?
I'd say at this point, he is able to walk around on his own, to get to a place to better fix him.
Okay. Also, once Serpentine teleported out, the axe returned to normal size.
Okay, cool.
Because it doesn't stay indefinitely. It's only up to a minute.
That'd be funny though.
Unfortunately, that'll be the funniest thing ever. It'd be so good. Instantly have her nerfed by 1d4.
Oh gosh. You're a monster.
Timbrel, she's telling the truth. She did see him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty sneaky. Other than that, you can't really get quite a good grip on her facial movements and what she means when she says things. She's pretty used to phrasing things in a way that she's telling the truth. If you really ask her about it later, like she isn't. But you would just assume that, yeah, she's telling the truth. She saw her yesterday. I saw him yesterday. Red Guest, you know Rio. You know when she's lying. She's gotten a little bit better at it ever since y'all broke up. But she's withholding information. And Rio nods at all of you. Now, if that would be everything you need me for, I have to leave. So have a very great rest of your afternoon, and please try not to die again. And she continues walking out.
Once I think she's out of earsight, I'll say to Timbrel, you shouldn't trust people like her and I, or who are in her and I line of work. She knows something about Ekman.
I figured. I just gonna get a grip on her, but she fits the description.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.